So my name is Christopher Colter. I'm the owner of Oakland Barber Academy in Oakland, California. If you're familiar with Oakland, California, specifically in East Oakland, California, on the corner of 55th and Bancroft. I'm an old dude. I came up in the 70s when families were strong. I come from a pretty decent school system. Before we start, Chin, man, I want to take this opportunity, man, to give you some recognition and to express my gratitude for everything that you've done for folks like me who had ambitions and visions to open up barber schools. You've answered every one of my phone calls. You've answered every one of my texts, and your team has responded to every one of my emails. I respect your reliability. I respect your integrity as a businessman, and quite frankly, they don't make them like you no more, man. And I just want to express that to you before we get started. You have been an absolute blessing to me and Oakland Barber Academy. You're the reason these doors are open to this day, and that's all facts. But let me get back. Back in 06, I made the decision to open up the Barber College, and I slaved over that paperwork. I got very overwhelmed. And I actually shelved the project because it was just a lot of work. So I shelved it for about 4 years. Then I was just cutting, trying to figure out what was I gonna do next. And then something told me to revisit that paperwork 4 years later. So I picked up that paperwork, looked at it, I was like, wow. After looking at it, after about 4 years, I was like, man, I need to really complete this. Now, mind you, within those 4 years, that's when YouTube came about. That's when social media blew up. So one day on my day off, I'm sitting, which is a Monday, like most barbers, I'm sitting in the house, and I said, man, I got to do something. I was just started getting restless. So I typed in Barber College in YouTube, and pow, there you go, you popped up. How to open a barber school. And I remember, man, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Everything that was coming out of your mouth was talking straight to me, and it was just answering all the questions that I had developed for the past 5 years. You kept saying, you want to open a barber college? All you got to do is cut, copy, and paste. Cut, copy, and paste. I said, oh, man, I found it. Thank you, Lord. So, I watched your video. You remember that first video?
Yep.
Man, I watched that thing about 10 times, man. And it just gave me motivation and encouragement, man. Eventually, I gave you a call, and you picked up the phone. You picked up the phone, explained the program to me. And, man, we talked. I got the information from you, and things really sped up. Now, let me fast forward. Things really picked up during COVID, right? 2020. That gave me the opportunity to really focus because, as you know, everybody was locked down in the house, and I really zeroed in on the application. And lo and behold, with my focus and my determination, I was able to get that application approved and, open the doors to this place. But once again, it was that video straight up. It told me everything I needed to know. Now, granted, you still got to put in some work, right? Because prior to meeting you or seeing your video, I had hired a consultant. And she was not cheap. I ended up breaking off about $7,000, and she was able to do about 30% of the application. She got about 30% done. But once I discovered your channel, I discovered that this is a cut, copy, and paste world. That's what it is. Don't nobody sit down and just write up that type of information on their own. So that's what led me to call you. I got the information, and I started to move forward. Me and you about the same age, Chip. So I can feel you. And plus, you're a good Southern brother, and I know your story, and you're very transparent, and you know what you all about. Not one bit that I think it was a scam. And since I've been working with you, you've just been communicating. You've been very open and very responsive to all of my needs. You young school owners who opened up your schools in your 20s and your 30s, consider yourself very blessed, because back in the day, you had to do that stuff by yourself with pen and paper or a laptop. But with Chin, like I said, you're so much of a blessing, and you had all the information available to me. And as a result of your program, I was able to open up these doors.